most pilots will buy this as a second harness. Very versatile. It's very light and compact. Also modular, you can have the protector or not. And also they purposely don't include a backpack with it, so you can choose which backpack you want. You've got the option of a front reserve if you want. So it makes it very versatile. You could use it for thermaling, even a bit of cross-country flying, soaring on little hills. It is actually, the comfort level is good enough to fly in for a good while. It's great for flying on little hills, in the mountains, for coastal flying. And also, it's a great harness if you want to do some ground handling, because it's very comfortable to move around and to ground handle, even with the glider above your head. It doesn't pinch as much as some harnesses with very thin cords or very thin straps. So it's very versatile like that. I think also you could also use it as a tandem passenger harness. I think it would be very good for that. It's great for flying with paragliders, with mini wings and parakites. And I think it also could be used for flying with speed wings. Something I really like about the TransAlp 2, you've got the webbing strap construction rather than cords. So it's not quite as light, but much more comfortable than the cord harnesses. We generally don't recommend if you're doing lots of ground handling, then those really do pinch a lot. One really great thing about it, there's an inflatable protector here, and it comes a standard width thing that you can blow it up by mouth. Generally prefer with these inflatable things to use. If there's the bag you can get, I think that's an add-on. On that note, if you want to know what's included or what's an add-on on our website, then generally we try and include a package section which shows what's included, and then there's another tab called related products that you click to find the actual products there. The inflatable protector is an optional extra for the TransAlp 2. It's not included. They're showing that here. I mean, we've got some wind at the moment. Even without wind, it's quite easy to get the air into this. Shouldn't over-inflate protector. Quick and easy. Et voila! You can see, it's actually got, for that lightweight harness, that is a really exceptionally good protector. Just wanted to show just how quick it is to deflate. So what you do is you grab that, pull, and then you just pull again, and that opens the big hole like that. You've got quite a good amount of storage space in there. It's quite big. The one thing I will mention though is that I found with the TransAlp 2, if you overstuff it, especially if you put sort of heavier stuff in the bottom of it, then you do feel it in your back and it can affect your comfort. So it's a good idea to put soft stuff in there and don't overstuff it, basically. It's kind of like a compartment at the front here, which is quite spacious. And then this other section down below. You've got the option, if you want, to just step straight in without undoing anything like that. So you can do a step-in kind of style, or otherwise you can take these off, put it on in the usual style. Make sure you haven't got a twist, and it's got very helpfully red with left written on it. So that's also good for colourblind people. And then right, run them back, and then run them round. And then you find that you end up with them right around. Chest clip. It's got a safety whistle on it. So shoulder straps, it's made with an emphasis on keeping it on the light side. You can adjust them in the air. One thing to show with this harness that I think makes it really great for ground handling, also as a kind of an easy soaring play around kind of harness. In a similar way to the Advanced Easiness 4, but this is even lighter and more compact. That's the advantage of this, is that you've got very, very good for moving your legs. See? You don't have straps going across. It's that get-up style system, but it's been made to do that because it's webbing straps and not thin cords. And the webbing straps, they're not thick webbing, but it's not 7mm, I think that's 12mm. So yes, it still will pinch a bit, but nowhere near as much as ones with thinner strap. And if we see down here, let's show down this area here, they've put a good amount of padding here, and then there's a strap between it that keeps the legs out. And I just find it is, for this style of harness with a split leg, it's a split leg harness, it's very comfortable. Split leg harnesses, I think in the earlier split leg harnesses, I think of something like the Cortel Carver and the Carver 2, which is a great harness. It's been out a long time, and also the Quick 2, and they had this kind of split leg system. Also the Advanced Progress 3 comes to mind, where they really scoop you up. It's almost kind of as you take off and it goes into the sitting position, it's almost sort of hard to stay standing up. They really scoop under your bum. So it makes it easy getting back in the harness. But what you do notice is you come into land, you have to make quite a concerted effort with those to get yourself to the front and push yourself out. Otherwise you can find you're kind of stuck in this position. You're trying to land and it's hard. With this, with the TransAlp 2, they've done a nice job that, which I'll hopefully demonstrate in a bit, where when you take off, you can get yourself upright quite nice and easy. So that's really good when you're doing lots of touch and goes, and say you're soaring and just doing touch and goes, lots of takeoffs and landings. So that's what makes that really good for that. Comes with the speed system included. So what they've done, which I think is great, and I think all of these should come with a standard, is an easy connection point. Therefore, some bungee, and it includes a bit of bungee, and then just put that on your foot. Soft speed systems, if you don't have that, you end up reaching down and grabbing it and putting it on your foot and then hooking it, otherwise doing that a lot. So now I'm just going to show you adding on a front reserve container. This is the Woody Valley one. In here I've got a Skywalk Tapper X Alps 105. We're going to want it to end up that way around, so again we run it back like so, and this side. This has also got adjustments on it, so you can adjust the position according to your harness and how you prefer it. And this is the key triangulation point now. So put the strap onto there, clips on here. Now the point of that is, well, you can see it very clearly right away, it sits more stably. There's less of this kind of bouncing around kind of thing. But possibly more importantly, if you go to do a deployment, if you don't have that triangulation point, it's still okay. Most don't actually have it, so it still works, but you're going to actually then pull the container away from you first, and before it actually then comes out and deploys. The reserve would go out like that first, and then you've got resistance, and it would then come out, but it's making it longer for you to pull and a bit more delay. And of course, just as I was saying, like when you're on the ground, it does a bit more of that. I've used this harness a lot, so to give you an idea, we have noticed like some little points of wear and stuff on it. Obviously I do tend to be quite careful with my kit. On the other hand, you do see in our videos I do run and jump around a lot, and I do a lot of ground handling and launches, so that puts a bit more wear and stuff on the harness. But you have to say, when you look at it, so yeah, probably we'll just look in detail a little bit on it. You can look at the detail on the straps, and it's really standing up very well. You haven't got bits of stitching coming undone or anything like that. Probably better if I rotate to keeping this on, like so. One little thing is that once I had these little clips here, from messing about and stuff, packing it away and putting away, I'd noticed one of these little clips had come off. So, but just pop that back on. It's made to be nice and easy to take on and off. But other than that, this has been on here. I put this on from when we first had it and left it on all the time, so it's been really great. Okay, so then I'm going to just show a bit of ground handling. So here you can see when I'm standing in this position, crouching, and it's very comfortable. I don't have a big seat board sticking in the back of my legs, and I haven't got lines cutting into me or anything either. So it's very easy. And then if I bring the glider up above my head, so you definitely do feel with this, like all split leg harnesses, I've got a bit of a pinch in my groin area, but relatively speaking, it's very, very good. And always remember, if you just get a good stance, good position, lean forwards a bit more, then it transfers more of the pressure onto your bottom. But without a doubt, the TransAlp 2 is exceptionally good for a split leg harness and for this sort of lightweight in terms of comfort. And it's really great for moving around and playing about. Because it's so light, you can really invite you to play around with it if you haven't got a load of weight with you. Woohoo! I'll just come straight back round. Whoop. Good yeah. To be honest, a bit iffy, tricky conditions, but how easy the TransAlp 2 is to, one, get back in the harness. It gets you nice and back, but if you want to stay and keep your legs down, you can. It doesn't do that forcing you back into the harness thing, like some of the split legs do. And then as I came around, you can see it coming back into land. It's really easy to get myself back upright, ready to land again. And if I'd got some more lift, if I wanted to take off, I could have easily just got back into the harness. So it's really easy to get in and out. It's a very light harness, but it is quite robustly built. But be realistic. So if you're somebody who treats their gear a bit rough and wants something more rugged and durable, then this is a lighter harness. It's not quite as tough and durable as something a bit more heavy duty. So that's one thing. And of course, it's not optimized for cross-country flying. It's not a pod harness, although you can thermal and fly cross-country in it. I have. And the other point is that all of these light harnesses, although theoretically you can certainly do wing overs and it's capable of withstanding the pressure of spirals, but they're not built for acro. So pilots who use light kit like this or other comparable harnesses like the Supair Radical 4 or other ones like that, who use this kind of harness for acro, and that includes maneuvers like SATs, which pull momentarily very high Gs and put very high stress on the harness. It's not designed with that in mind. So if you want to do those kind of maneuvers, get something more heavy duty and robust. Okay, well that's all for this review of the Woody Valley TransAlp 2. Hope you enjoyed that and found it useful and informative, and give you some details of what the harness is about, who it's for, who it's not for. And if you've enjoyed it, please stick a comment down below and let us know. If you've got any questions, stick them in the comments as well. That's it. Thanks a lot for watching our videos, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye. Bye.